Hi everyone! So today is a review about the Jutland Pants pattern by Thread Theory. So I saw this pattern for my hobby, and there are a few things I want to share with you. So there are two super positive things about the pattern. So number one is cool pocket explanation. I really like how the front pockets came out in the video, I believe in the day 2 or in the end of the day 1. You can see the pockets are just so beautiful, and well, I really like how they came out. Number 2 is flat felt seam. Actually, in the instructions of the pattern it is called flat felt seam. I'm not sure what is the correct way. All over the internet, when I was checking out, it was called flat felled seam with a D in the end, but maybe there are two ways of calling this kind of seam, I don't know. But the explanation of this seam is also super cool, although I needed to read through it like 10 times to understand how it's supposed to be sewn, but well, it is because of my lack of experience. As I told you before, as I mentioned before, it is my second piece which I've sewn in my life. Like, I never sewn anything, only one thing, which was at school long time ago. So I pretty had no idea, and during those days which I was filming vlogs, you can see like where I'm lost, where I'm not lost. It is like obvious that I'm not lying to you. It is my second piece which I'm sewing in my whole life. So the seams were really good. The explanation is really good, clear. I like the drawing, I like the image. It's not an image, it's like yeah, it is drawing, which is pretty clear on how you should sew this. This seam is also pretty cool. So, and there are like 5 things I totally dislike about this pattern. Number 1, no real sew along. Let me tell you, well, before I bought this pattern, I was like, oh, there is a sew along, so I will be like guided all the steps, because before I bought fabric, I was reading a lot of sewing blogs and watching several videos of sew alongs, and just to have the idea of how everything is done, you know, just to make a step to really do it myself. So before I bought this pattern, I saw that there is sew along, and I was like, yeah, I will be guided all the way around, and my fault that is I didn't check it. So when I actually started sewing, having a pattern and having fabric, I found out that sew along is actually not sew along. It is like a bunch of tutorials. Like a bunch of tutorials arranged together, because as I see, the sew along is something which is guiding you step by step through all the parts, through all the details of the garment you're going to sew. At least this is what I saw on the internet until now. And here is just some parts are detailed, some parts are missed completely, and this just made me like, really, but I was a little bit lost. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little bit lost, but I took myself in my hands and I decided to sew this pattern. So let me just put my brains on, figure it out. So well, this is a down part. The second down part is cutting lining. The diagram for cutting lining is just totally wrong. First I was thinking maybe it is me and it is just like in sewing world it is how it is done, but then I saw several later when I already finished the pants and I already figured out how I should cut the lining. I checked out other patterns, like for example Morgan jeans by Closet Case Files. There is a super clear diagram for cutting lining, and it was like I was thinking it is supposed to be drawn, but the diagram in this pattern in the Jutland Pants by Thread Theory for lining is just totally, I don't know, just totally messed up. Why I'm saying that? Well, first what I read, and mostly like any blog, is that people are not following the lining, that the people are not following the diagrams on how you should cut the pattern. It's just they're cutting how they see it. And as a beginner, I needed the diagram to understand how I'm supposed to do things, right? And that diagram is not helping. It's just confusing completely. So that is another down part of the pattern. The number 3 is interfacing fly front. So interfacing the fly front, there is only written the width which of the piece you're supposed to cut, but there is not length. I mean, was it so difficult to write the length? That is what was my question when I was trying to, okay, should it be a little longer, a little shorter? I mean, if you write one measurement, why not try the other, right? It's not that big deal, but it is still downside of the pattern. Number 4 is the piece of hem reinforcement is too big. Yes, this thing just freaked me out completely. When I was filming, I already calmed down and I talked a little bit. I was just like, okay, take yourself in your hands and keep going. So when I was cutting, I cut all the pieces nicely, and when it was the time to attach the hem reinforcement, it was like I found out that the hem reinforcement is actually bigger than the pant and the piece of the pant down there. So I was totally lost. Maybe I checked several times, I'm telling you, over and over again, just to see if this piece is actually fit or not, if I did something wrong, if I didn't read something which actually explains how it was supposed to be done, but no. Later on, when I already finished, because I decided to cut that piece out, I was saying, okay, maybe later, I was saying like, okay, maybe later I will miss something, but okay, let me just cut it and I will see how it will come out. So the thing was that I wrote later to the creator of the pattern, asking, because I took a photo of that, asking her what's wrong about that. Did I cut something wrong, or what happened? If there is maybe there's an error of the pattern. Well, she said that yes, it is an error of the pattern, and after testing the pattern, she changed the width of the pant, and she forgot to change the width of the hem reinforcement, and the pattern was already printed. So let me tell you, when you're buying something, like, I don't know, you bought a new phone, right? And can you imagine that you want to charge your phone and the charger just a little bit bigger, and you cannot just, you know, work it out? Would you be happy? Totally won't, right? And if you ask the producer of the phone what happened, why my piece is not like it's supposed to be, and they will respond you know, it's like it was cheaper that way. I made an error, but I decided just to let it go. You'll be pissed out, I'm sure. Or you're buying a car, I don't know, and one tire is bigger than the other. You'll be pissed out, I'm sure. So let me tell you, I was pissed out. With this kind of response, I've seen, look, I understand that the errors can happen and we're humans and it's okay to make errors, but I'm 100% sure I'm not the first person to tell her that there is a mistake in the pattern. I'm 100% sure about that because the pattern, it is too long time out there selling out to the people who are trusting and buying, and that is, I cannot trust these kind of companies. I cannot follow this kind of companies, and well, I cannot suggest to someone to try this pattern out just because I don't trust this person, I don't trust this company. I think that is huge error, and it is like, I don't know, it's like using a client in a bad way, you know. So I've seen that other companies had kind of problems or mistakes, and there are many times on this site you can see that, okay, this pattern have this kind of problem, this piece is not right, please download, I don't know, this PDF which we created, so you will have right pattern, a right piece in the right size, you know. I've seen this happen online, and I've seen this in other companies. These companies, they care about the clients, which I cannot say about thread theory. So, and the last thing, number 5, is the instruction of the sewing center seam is different from the instruction in the sew along. So the instructions which you can read in the instruction booklet for the pattern, how to connect one black with another, right? Is different from the instruction how you should make the seam in the sew along, and well, it is not that much understandable. And the sew along also in this part, how to say, instruction says to sew until one point in the fly front, and the instruction of the sew along saying to sew after another point of the fly front. So I still don't know which one is correct. Somehow the fly front came out right. Sorry for the sounds if you hear something, it's just, you know, outside. So I'm not that sure which one is correct and which one is not. Well, that's it for the down parts, and let me make a conclusion. My conclusion is, first, I will not sew this pants anymore. I will not use this pattern anymore. I will not buy anything from thread theory because I have no trust, and I think there is no respect for the client. And well, I do not suggest you to do that. I mean, I do not suggest you to buy the pattern or to buy any other patterns from thread theory. There are huge amount of their patterns of the companies which really care about the clients and which are trying to do their best job ever. So I am just for those companies. And although the pants came out really cool and my hubby loves them so much, I think I'll be going for the patterns next time. So yeah, as a bonus I will show you how the belt come out, because when I was doing vlogs I finished the belt and I threw it to washing machine, and then I just forgot to film it. And before that I forgot to film it. So in the end of this video you will see a small bonus how the belt looks like, so you will see the whole finished pants. So thank you for watching, good luck with your sewing. If I could sew a pant, and it is my second piece in my life, you can definitely do that, and don't think twice. Just start doing, just start sewing, just read more, and it will come out, it will just come out right. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.